Hello, my friend and fellow intuitive academic. My name is Shelly, and I draw from my intuition and my lived experience as a PhD to offer you guidance on your academic journey. So we're hitting the December months, and total disclosure, I'm a winter solstice baby, so even if Christmas is not your thing, just the winter kind of vibes and ambiance is something I totally just kind of connect to. So this will be a very kind of holiday and winter themed series of readings coming up next. And I'm so excited that I've just recently purchased the Yuletide Tarot, which came out earlier this year, specifically to engage with at this time of the year. And so this is my first time using the deck at all, and I'm so excited to be using it to answer your academic guidance questions today. So what we're going to focus on today is don't forget this at the end of the semester. I know it can be a frenzied time as you transition from study focus into whatever projects you're scrambling to finish outside of your coursework in between the end of the semester and the start of the holiday season, where you have possibly more community or family or friend focused types of engagements. And I hope you do have a wonderful balanced time of the year. So I'm not sure what will come in for you, especially with this new deck, but let's give it a shot and see what message our guides have for you today. Okay, so I'm just going to put this here for now. So we're going to ask, what should we not forget? What's the thing that we don't forget at the end of the semester? What's your advice for that? And thinking of, as we hang on to balance or put balance back into our lives, moving towards that winter solstice, incorporating that into the energy of what are the things that we should not forget at the end of the semester. Okay, so the first card is the Queen of Gifts, which I believe is the Queen of Pentacles. And this is kind of a really cute energy to focus on for our reading, our question, what not to forget at the end of the semester. I'm getting a lot about, even though it's the Queen of Pentacles, I'm getting a lot about connection and love too. So self-love and love for those around you, giving gratitude to both yourself and to those around you kind of simultaneously. So finding situations where that's possible. I'm already kind of feeling a message about, since it's Pentacles, your workplace, your institution, and thinking back about who has helped you this year that you can offer gratitude to, who has maybe gotten you through some stumbles. It's been a long year. I can identify with this. I've had a lot happen this year, a lot of bumps in the road. A lot of people helped me get through those difficult times, and I've kind of built a beautiful community around myself based on those tough experiences. Even just from January till now, it's felt like 5 years. So much has happened, and there's a lot of hope coming in my life as we end the semester, and in my workplace. And so this is kind of already what I'm seeing in our central energy card. Celebrating, giving thanks, exchanging gifts. It looks like she's at a party. She's got heels on and a Santa Claus costume or dress, and I feel already that the energy is, don't forget to thank your advisor, thank your peers, your writing group, anyone who's offered you advice, any kind of organization or program in your institution that has helped you. You know, send a little email thank you, give a coffee, a Starbucks card, whatever. Totally not endorsing Starbucks, but you know what I mean. Those little kind of stocking stuffer gifts can be a nice expression as people are closing out the year and closing down their offices and preparing to go and reflect, retreat, and share joy in their own ways. So because it's the central energy, I do want to read the description. And Queen of Gifts, pragmatic, protecting, parental. This attractive, magnetic individual gives much of themselves. They are incredibly practical and pragmatic, and they often exude a sexual magnetism that people find irresistible. They have an impeccable sense of style and taste and love to lavish their loved ones with elaborate gifts. They are generous with their time and their affections. They are nurturing, protecting, parental influence who has an acute awareness of what others may need. This individual uses their knowledge and life experiences to express wisdom that others respect. So that's making me think about this card as a person in your life as well as an energy. And probably simultaneously, I want to say, think of this as you and somebody that has some kind of ability to give you guidance or assistance or mentorship that is in your life. And because I'm seeing both you and this other person in this energy, I'm thinking it might be someone who has attributes that you seek to emulate or learn from, somebody who might be a role model to you or a guide or a mentor. So there's an important message at the end of the semester to reconnect to gratitude and your relationship to this person that you almost, I want to say, identify with, and see in, I don't want to say specifically parental, but see as like maybe, yeah, that nurturing kind of guiding role, socializing you into academia or whatever field you're in or whatever skills you need to learn. There's an important person or figure here with a nurturing energy. Doesn't need to be a woman by any means. That your guides are telling you to not forget to acknowledge that relationship, I think with the intention that showing that you would like it to grow into the next year. Okay, so I'm gonna pick a few more cards. Oh, sorry, actually, we have these already to give more meaning to the central energy. Oh, so the first is the star. This is wonderful. Probably do something like this. And the next is the Three of Canes. Okay, so this is throwing me off a bit with everything's different in this deck, but the star is a wonderful, beautiful, central kind of energy, especially to a deck like this. Um, you see so much kind of abundance and joy and just so much happening. It just makes me think of the world card also. Everything that's fantastic and beautiful kind of encompassed in the world. You see that kind of happening here. And the star is like sharing its light all over what's going on. So the star is generally a card in which you're connecting your wish to the universe, and there's a fulfillment or a granting of that wish happening. And definitely, if you've been a good child and you've wished for a certain toy, the universe or whoever's giving you gifts will grant that at this time of year. So there's something very magical in this relationship. Possibly you've wished to have a guide or a presence like this in your academic journey or in your life or in the institution, and this relationship has been granted to you by the universe, and it's meant for you, and you don't have to doubt that, and you can love it and acknowledge it without fear. The Three of Canes is the Three of Swords. Oh yes. And so there's some kind of past grief or heartbreak associated. So you might have started off with a bad mentorship relationship, feeling a little bit lost and isolated, having to go it alone, kind of cold out, wounded, doing everything on your own. Whereas there's a lot of warmth now in this relationship. There's a lot of promise, and it has been something that you prayed for or asked for, and it was granted to you due to this past situation. This is definitely something that has happened in the past and not something coming in the future. But it is a part of your present in the sense that it's still in your psyche, it's still in your heart, and the way you might carry some fear over your past experiences, you might translate that into hanging back over this mentor in your life. This can be any kind of, like I said, form of nurturing presence in your career or institution specifically, but I'm getting strongly an advisor or mentor role, so I'm just going to continue to refer to them as your advisor, but interpret this for whatever role fits into how you're seeing this energy. So don't hold back because of past experiences. Don't hold back due to your past experiences, bad experiences with a previous advisor, because this is a different scenario, and there's a lot of warmth here, and it's been given to you by the universe because you asked for it. So next we have the Two of Candles reversed, which is the Two of Wands reversed. And here you see somebody writing Christmas or holiday cards out to people, people that she cares for. And like I said, it's that same kind of message of like acknowledging at this time of year. This only happens, you know, once a year in like traditions that do holiday card writing, to kind of update people on your life and wish them a happy holiday season, a happy year as well, and to kind of just it's a simple act that uh, that further kind of like solidifies that relationship, even if there's some distance. Um, yeah, and so it is reversed. So let me pull another card to think about what that reversal means. And you have the death card, and don't be scared of this. This is a very kind of intimidating, what's the story? The Charles Dickens story. The death figure from there is actually the ghost of Christmas Future, I believe. And that was meant as some sort of warning about heading down or continuing down a kind of self-serving path that neglects the warmth and the connections that are being offered to you. So the grumpy main character often rejects the invitation of his employee to like Christmas dinner or to, you know, other kind of social connections, and that becomes the big turnaround in the end, right? I'm sure most people are familiar with this story. In the end, he kind of gives up his emotional attachment to money and success and focuses more on the people that he's neglected, the warmth that's being shared with him. He reinvests there. So we have some other symbols happening here. We have like, yeah, the warm candle indoors, kind of attract the light attracting, and then the rose in the crown with several like crumpled flowers in the snow. The rose and the crown. So the crown's kind of like drawing us back to that queen, the court energy, so possibly the queen. And maybe there's something to do with a flower or a rose in this person's name or associated with them. It's kind of like saying, you know, don't isolate yourself, don't keep yourself apart, connect with this person more. They will be open to it, and this is actually part of your path. So now I see the Two of Candles as possibly that you have been holding back from saying something to this person. And the Death card, which is also known as the Rebirth or a Change card, is asking you, is almost pointing directly to the cards, right? Oh yeah, pointing directly there and saying, do this. Just simply do this. Just tell them what you mean, what they mean to you in a few sentences, and that's all it takes. It will mean a lot to them. I also wanted to point out that there's a world here as well in this card. As I mentioned here, it's kind of making me think of the World card again. So the World card is a cycle completion, number 21, and it's simultaneously the completion of a major cycle and like up-leveling to the start of another cycle. So you're in this kind of transition period where you've completed something difficult and now you're up-leveling, and this person is meant to be on your up-leveling journey with you to help guide you. This bunny is you, I'm seeing in this scenario. They have a lot of gifts to give you on this journey, and it's just up to you to accept them, one, and to acknowledge them, to just you know, to keep that energy flowing between you two. So it's a very sweet message. It's like a simple gratitude message, just not to neglect a little bit of acknowledgement, kind of riding the energy wave of the giving season, and not separating that too much from your career as well, a reminder to see your advisor as a person too, who is doing this out of the goodness of their heart. They are serving like a higher purpose, and you're part of that higher purpose that they're serving. Now we have the Three of Gifts. That's Three of Pentacles reversed. I'll do one more card. And the Six of Candles or Six of Wands reversed. So the Three of Gifts or Three of Pentacles is a work-related card. Definitely that mentorship and guidance card. So usually there's somebody guiding two others on a project to its completion, and it's usually a message of you need this guidance to complete this project. You're kind of the novice in the card, and you're learning from the master, and that definitely kind of connects back to the mentorship advisor energy. But because it's reversed, I want to say maybe you haven't accepted them yet as your advisor, or it's not public, or there's some kind of complication with that. Like maybe you want them to be your advisor, but you already accepted another advisor that you're not too happy with. So that's kind of in the mix as well. And then the Six of Candles, Six of Wands is a celebration card. Kind of like a victory card. You have the sun in here, Santa Claus with elves. It makes me think of, it's definitely a parade float here, but it makes me think of when they finish all their work for the year and Christmas was a success and they're celebrating and they're being applauded for all they've done. Because it's reverse, doesn't mean that there's no celebration. It means more that the celebration is internal, and maybe you've hit some kind of success or milestone and you're finding satisfaction internally with that. So let me just think for a moment, connecting these. So I'm thinking of, you have about half the cards in reverse, and you have a major change arcana card centering a lot of this. And then you have a major wish fulfillment arcana card. So the change that's happening is part of the wish that you've wished for. And of course, change can be difficult and a little bit intimidating, and you know, the black part with the no face, the kind of looks like a void, can kind of signal to me like fear of the unknown. But it's not necessarily something to be afraid of. Yeah, I'm seeing this more as you haven't accepted this guidance. But you're doing well with your kind of internal compass as well. So I'm going to find an oracle card to help us understand this Three of Gifts energy, where there's a change, but the mentorship relationship isn't coming together yet. Okay, so the first guidance I want to get for you on this is from the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. So we're going to ask what the Three of Gifts, what message is behind that energy of something kind of not happening in the connection with the mentor. So there's a King of Cups energy in response to that. And the message that says here, always compose yourself before giving a response. Oh. So there's dual things coming in here. For one, yeah, it looks like there's a situation that needs to be navigated closely and carefully in giving a response. Possibly linking us back to this message that you're writing. So it could be also an offer. Like maybe you're accepted into a program and you're trying to decide between two, for example, and it's asking you to kind of go within to connect with your guidance within before giving a response. So don't make a response like out of fear or out of franticness or any external pressures that might be pushing you one way or another. Compose yourself, sort through, process those energies, those emotions before you give any response. So make sure you're in that good state before you do that. I see a bird here. It makes me think of a message, incoming or outgoing as well. And we see the person here full of a crown of stars. So the crown energy is coming in again with this other court card. The King of Cups is generally an energy of balanced emotions and leadership through balanced emotions. So there's an element of the idea of emotional mastery. So I want to say, like, not necessarily emotional control, but understanding and flowing with, working with the emotions in connection to others and their emotions as well. So some kind of harmony and balance happening in the King of Cups cards. And you see kind of this flow happening with the tea, or the coffee, sorry, that's a pour over coffee. And you have the ocean in the background with a seagull, if that means anything to people here. And I see there's some motion like a bridge, bridge, I don't know where that came from, like a wind coming through the window with these stars. Like this makes me think of guidance and protection kind of stars. So on the one hand, this card is asking you to, yes, compose yourself and be the master, or be in that space in which you are comfortable and you can master your emotions and flow with them before giving a response. But also the King of Cups, I'm feeling signifies another person, just as the Queen of Gifts / Queen of Pentacles, I had said before, represents a nurturing, protective, almost parental person in your career institution that's been helping you in recent times. I do want to say helping you recently, maybe throughout the past year. This King of Cups energy could be the one that you let go of gracefully with your composed response. Right, so it doesn't necessarily have to be any specific gender, but this could be a second or the original type of advisor that you step away from, and that may be the one who's associated with this kind of grief over something that happened, maybe an opportunity lost, or I'm not really sure exactly what that was, but something that hurt you due to a relationship or trust in an advisor, and it's time to leave that behind. You asked for better, you received better. Time to make the change. Time to communicate your decisions. Turn this 3 of Gifts / Pentacles right side up and get to work with your mentor. I'm going to pull one more card because I feel like there's some kind of like fated connection or higher path connection happening with you and this advisor energy or person or soul. And so I'm going to use the Starseed Oracle deck to kind of guide us on what to focus on in that relationship coming up next. So what can you tell us about guiding our intuitive academic in their relationship with their new advisor, especially as the new year is coming up? So we have more stars coming through. So many stars in your reading, actually. And this one's called Star Bathing. So many stars, and you're just bathing in them. And some of the words are light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. And it's just reminding me or connecting me to what I pulled out in this card, the star bathing that's happening around the King of Cups. In that sense, in the first interpretation of that being you flowing with your emotions, and this person will be flowing with you in that direction. So you do have, I'm seeing some element of determination or drive. You have the steering wheel in this relationship. I'm seeing that come through possibly as something that was missing that you wish to kind of change. And now you're just kind of bathing in that flow, the guidance, the intuition, and it's taking you where you need to go. And yeah, this is something that you identified that you needed in your life to get where you need to go. You need to follow the map of stars. You need to be guided by your inner guidance, by your spirit team. And this relationship is opening up a lot internally for you to be able to do that. And that is a wonderful celebration. That is a huge victory. And it's not something that's going to be on your CV, but it's something that allows you to go down the path that you need. So I'm going to read the star bathing description to see if that gives you any more messages you need to hear. The stars are constantly showering emanations onto the crystalline grid of the earth. When things are in balance here again, emotional flow balance, the planet also sends information back up to the stars. Many star seeds have come to earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally, to activate the ancient codes of wisdom that humanity has forgotten, and all of that information is stored in the crystalline grid. If you pull this card, you may be being called to begin working with the stars and the crystalline grid of the earth. Some people believe that the crystalline grid of the earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies onto the planet. So I'm not familiar with what the crystalline grid is, but I'm hearing here balance within yourself to tune into these higher frequencies, cosmic frequencies. In other words, a paradigm shift of some sorts in the way that you understand the world and your work and why you're here. You may be guided to journey to particular places on Earth to unlock these cosmic codes with your presence. So there might be some surprises in your journey and where you're guided to, and you just need to follow the stars, and this person's going to help you do that. Even though it seems scary, there's a lot that's unknown, and then a lot that's not clear in your path, but that's kind of the way it needs to be, and there's nothing to fear about that. I'm also seeing there's like a, yeah, this death figure is obscuring the path ahead, so you can't see yet. But again, in the story, my gosh, what is that story called? Oh my god, I can't remember. But this was a kind of a foreboding figure, but it actually brought about the change that the main character needed to live a more connected, warm, and fulfilled life. Yeah, so stars are going to be very important. I also want to say stars might be a sign that you find. So if you're asking for signs, stars might be significant to you, especially this time of year. So pay attention to those synchronicities. So you may also be interested in a practice called star bathing. And there's meditations for that. So it makes me think of forest bathing. So, you know, maybe this, I don't know what this is exactly, you might want to look it up, but connecting directly to the stars that we have in our solar system. This card commonly arises because you're here to connect with the crystalline grid of the earth, either in your hometown or by traveling to other places without quite knowing why. It also can mean that your light body, the energy body in its highest form, is being activated. If this resonates, take things extra slow in order to integrate this change of vibration. So there's a starseed activation mantra here. Place the card on the portal of your heart, or you can place your hands there or a star there. Maybe like a crystal in the shape of a star. Get one of those, put that on your heart. I open myself up to receiving the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars and the earth inform and heal me, and as they do, may it heal the earth too. So this is really beautiful reading, even with the non-holiday cards coming in with multiple stars to redirect us to the star card in the deck that we've used. So what should you not forget to do at the end of the semester? Give thanks, reconnect, show in writing and words that you choose this advisor, that you accept their help, and you want to start walking that path with them in hand. And it will be a beautiful, wonderful thing. No need to fear that there's going to be a lot of twists and turns ahead. You have guidance. You have guidance internally as well, all around you. And so take comfort in all of that as you end the year and look ahead. And this is the message that I see for you today. Thanks so much for sticking through it and hearing that to the end. Please like if this resonated with you, and please feel free to share your story in the comments as well. You're most welcome to subscribe because I post regularly, and I would love to see you in the next video. And with that, I'm sending you light, and I wish for you to continue working with love, my dear fellow intuitive academic.